वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते.
For those who don't have books, I believe Shashank sent the PDF, right? Some time back. Can you share that, Shashank, again? Maybe on the Zoom, this can follow.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. There is a honking noise from somebody, from somebody's session. Maybe they can mute. When they are speaking, they can unmute. Thank you. Okay, Shashank is going to share. Meanwhile, so the other day we said Siddha Vastu, Sadhya Vastu, while sending out that message for the next Chikrile Yajna. So somebody sent a message. Is moksha, if moksha is a Siddha Vastu, Siddham, why are we even doing all this? Why are we even, what is the pursuit for them? That was the question they asked. Separately, they sent a message. Indiva, you want to answer that? Then we'll proceed with the next. Why are we even studying? What is this vichara? What is this vichara for? Right? What is this inquiry then? If it is already siddham, why are we? What are we doing? What is this pursuit all about?
I think none of us know that it is siddham. And we still have that veil of ignorance around us, because of which we were unable to know that, we are that. So we still have to continue, this inquiry, so that we can understand and arrive at that conclusion. So it is that knowledge that is going to remove that ignorance, so that we will realize that we are that self. So, and most importantly, it is not Siddha Vastu, because when we say it is Vastu, it is outside, but this is inside. It has to reveal itself rather than go and acquire.
Okay. Anybody else? Good. Thank you, Indiva. Yeah, it is already accomplished, but still the inquiry is required, right? Siddhatvepi sadhyatvam. Siddhatvepi sadhyatvam. Even though it is accomplished, like the 10th man discovering himself, right? We still need to discover, right? That's what Indiva is saying, yes? Still need to discover, yeah. Even though it is siddham, still as though sadhyam for us. Okay. To be accomplished, maybe as though, right? Anybody else wants to add to that? Let's move on. Everybody all are Siddha Purushas, so there's nothing to add, I guess. Especially Ramana, he's saying he has discovered that in this life, he has realized that he is not going to realize. That's what it's what he said.
I think I'm the only one who needs the class, Shekhar. Nobody else needs this class.
So Ramana's great realization is he is not going to realize. That is the greatest realization. If you realize, that means what? That realization is going to end. Anything that starts in time is going to end in time. That's right. That's the greatest realization. Actually, Ramana, nobody can. Right? Okay. Fine. Anything else? Anybody wants to add? Shall we move on? Going once, going twice, thrice. Okay. Now, what did we do last week, Aparna?
Causal body.
personal body we didn't finish by the last two paragraphs because time was absent. I think
Yeah.
Satsvarupa Jnanam and Nirvikalpa Sarupam.
So somebody
I
wants to
think even
summarize for that.
Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram. This also we did.
No, I think we did only till the Anadi, right?
Anadi.
Yeah.
That's what Sharira Dvayasya. That also we did. Karana Matram.
Oh, that also we did. Okay.
The page number, please.
Page number
52.
53.
53. Huh?
It was a book to book.
Depending on what you're looking at, if you are looking at
Yeah,
the
in
PDF,
this book
maybe
it is 50.
On the PDF, it's 44.
44.
So somebody, quick summary, anybody? What did we cover? What is Karana Sariram? You can read from the book. I hope nobody's in Karana Sariram now.
Yeah.
Of course, we are all in a way, has to be in Karanam, definitely, but not literally, I mean. Literally means, okay.
So I think this is the subtlest of the three bodies. So we have seen gross body, subtle body, and now we are trying to understand the causal body. And the main ingredient of the causal body is ignorance. I think we tried to understand few definitions that were given here about it is avidya rupam and anirvachyam. It is the nature of anirvachyam. So it is inexplicable as well as it has the nature of ignorance. And it is anadi as well. So there is no beginning to that one. And I think that's where we had a lot of discussion, some questions about why we are comparing causal body with ignorance. So, the way that I understood was it would remain in, it will have the nature of ignorance till the time you don't realize the self. And then maybe it will become the nature of knowledge. And this also, it is said that it is the nature of ignorance mainly because it is also the reason why it gives that panarapijanam panarapimaranam thing. And so we read those three things, try to understand why it is avidya rupam, why it is anirvachyam and anadi. So we have to continue and study two more or at least three more attributes of that one. Sharira dvayasya karana matram, satsvarupa agnanam, and nirvikalpa rupam. So those are the three things that we have to study.
Okay. So let's do the reading. Maybe others can pitch in with more comments and questions. Let's start with the reading then. Okay. Let's see. Sharira dvayasya karana matram. That is a function, right? The function of Karana Sariram. What does it do? It is the seed. It is the Karanam, the cause of the other two bodies that you have already seen. And those are?
Gross body and subtle body.
Stula Sukshma. Right. Who wants to do the reading? Okay.
I'll do it.
Do it.
Sharira dvayasya karana matram. I mistake a rope for a snake. I feel scared and run away from it. Ignorance of the rope caused the notion of the snake, which give rise to fear in the mind, which in turn prompted the body to run. Similarly, not knowing my true nature, I mistake an identity with the finite, feel a sense of incompleteness, desire to fulfill myself, so run after objects thinking that they would make me happy. Ignorance is at the root of all my actions. Actions give rise to results which I enjoy or suffer, and that leaves behind tendencies which prompt future desire action results. Hence, we can also say that inherent tendencies prompt actions. We have already seen that the two bodies, gross and subtle, are the result of actions, inherent tendencies, otherwise called the causal body, which is the cause for the other two bodies.
Hmm.
You want me to continue, Bhaiya?
Sorry.
You want me to continue or?
Because this topic by itself, it is there is a function, right? The karanam of the other two. So let's see if anybody have questions, comments on that.
I have a question, Bhaiya, actually. I find it difficult to understand how can ignorance cause something. Now, yes, I mean, in previous class, we discussed the causal body is a combination of two things. One is ignorance, and then you have your vasanas, right? Your tendencies which have accumulated over a period of time. So how can ignorance cause the subtle body? How can ignorance cause the physical body? How do we understand this part? Because the definition of ignorance is not knowing, right? You don't know. So how can not knowing cause such complexity in life?
Good question. Yeah.
Yasham, not knowing what? Ignorance of what? Of your true self.
No, that's fine.
The minute you have ignorance of your true self, you start having desires. Okay, because you forget who you are. So you start having desires. And this desire causes you to act. It gives you action. Okay. And when you act, automatically you will get karma phala. And when you get that, you have the other two states which of the Sukshma Sharira and Karana Sharira. They two are formed immediately.
Yeah, Sukshma and the Stula.
Stula.
Okay, so
that is why they said the derivative of Stula and Sukshma is ignorance, which is actually the Karana Sharira. If you are divine, you know your true self, you will stop having desires. You would have reached that samadhi. It will, the knowledge, the only thing that can destruct ignorance is knowledge.
Okay, Ranjini, I understand that part, but what I'm trying to stress upon is how can not knowing something result in causing all this? Like, for example, you don't know something, like in our physical world, you don't know a subject, right? If you don't know something, it doesn't cause anything, right? It doesn't create anything out of it. It's just that you don't know that piece. That's it.
Are you saying that since you do not know, you won't do it?
Okay, I'm just trying to find examples how to explain my question. For example, let's say you don't know mathematics. Okay, you don't know anything about mathematics. Does it impact you in any way?
Yeah, good.
You won't read about mathematics. You won't do anything related. For example, I'm not an engineer. I don't know anything about production engineering, let's say. I will not do anything about production engineering, right? It does not cause any complexity in my life. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't create anything new.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't know something, it doesn't impact your life. You don't do anything related to it. It doesn't have an impact. For example, I don't know anything about politics.
Yeah.
That subject is outside my realm of existence, right?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, so, Yashank got the point. Yeah. Okay. Good. So you're giving all.
Technology is the most famous example. You don't know about electricity. It is flowing. That is ignorance. You put your hand on that particular switchboard. What happens? It's a cause for something, no? It's a cause for distress. It's cause for getting a shock. So you can't say ignorance does not cause anything.
True. Yes, Shashank gave some worldly examples where you're ignorant of a few things, ignorant of certain worldly things, where your ignorance is bliss, they also say. That's what we discussed last time. That is also fine. But then, what problem this ignorance of my true nature is causing, that is what we are inquiring into. So is it causing any misconceptions? Not seeing the rope as rope, is it causing this adhyasa, what we call? So what problems it is creating in life, this so-called samsara it is creating. If it is samsara is fine, I'm fine with samsara, that's fine, okay, you can say I'm happily enjoying. For him, namaste, you're great, that's fine, continue. But for those who have seen this problem of samsara, which is caused by not knowing, the misconception, the adhyasa, not knowing the rope as the rope, but superimposing upon it the snake. That's what Guruji is giving the example. That's what we are discussing now. That is the problem of samsara. The worldly examples that you have given, perfectly fine. Those are there, yes. Anybody? Anybody wants to add?
I think I just want to add one point. Most of the times, like while trying to understand or study Vedanta, right, you have to pick the right example so that your clarity improves. Same thing, by taking a different example, can be understood or misunderstood in a completely opposite way as well. So even when we are trying to understand how ignorance can cause it, unless you pick that right example, I mean, the analogy cannot be easily understood, is what I feel. Right? In order to understand ignorance, we have to pick the example of snake or rope thing, rather than mathematics versus, I mean, I don't have to do it, so I don't have to know about it, kind of thing, you know. So it depends on whether you are trying to condemn that one or whether you are trying to understand that one. Understand, like, even for understanding the self also, there are as many number of people who are ready to deny that, saying that I don't experience, so I don't care about that one. There is no self at all. There is no God at all. When people who wants to understand God, then they'll pick up a different example and then say that, oh, we know, we have experienced it, so we are trained for that. So it all depends upon how you want it to understand.
Those examples are also fine, because that's what we are experiencing. So that's how you want to relate to. Fine. So I can start with those examples. But then, yes, as you said, in Vedanta, we have to use pertinent examples, definitely. But then I am in this world experiencing, so I relate to those examples. That's fine. That's okay. Okay. Endeavor to everyone, please take care. Oh, what happened?
Babaji had to drop off because she's not feeling well.
Okay.
So the question I think Shashank asked is twofold. One is, yes, we all know that Karana Sarira is not knowing the self. I don't think that he is denying that part, but at the same time, what I think he asked is how it is the cause of creating the Sukshma and Sthula Shariras. It is a beautiful question. It is all understanding the avidya or the individuality. So we all know that when we are individuals, we're all different. There's nobody need to tell us that we can see each other here and we interact as differently. Anybody differs from that knowledge? You can raise your hand so that I can see. So we're all different and we can see each other. So that is very pertinent. It is a very, very good example that to see that Shashank is different than me and I'm seeing him. So where is this difference came from? Vedanta is indicating that what is the sadhya are already obtained, praptasya prapta, that which is Chandrasekhar was talking before, is that oneness. But we are not able to see that oneness. That is what is the sadhya part of it. So here, the very root cause, the root cause analysis that we do in the problem solving, the root cause is being referred here for this individuality, the so-called I. How I have been different from anybody else is this Karana Sarira. I will give a brief pause there if there are any questions so far.
Continue. Sure.
Okay. Wonderful. I mean, if you don't stop me, I will continue. That's my fear is, but
We'll
yeah,
stop you in
I
a few
think
minutes.
so the question is that one, yes, his question is still valid about how not knowing something will create something. It doesn't create anything. Creation is done by Ishvara. The creation that is done by the individual is the Bhranti or the Avidya. So the knowledge that somebody else have been referred, I didn't remember the name, but she referred very well that this jnana is to remove that Bhranti, that I am an individual. The creation of this individual, that who thinks that differently, that is being actually subsidized, or it has been nullified by this knowledge, the Tatwa Bodha, that which we are studying now. That's briefly. I will take another opportunity for now.
Thank you. Comments? Anybody? Shall we move on? Hey,
One
Rajni.
more way to look at it. I know where you're coming from. Then the question of the anadi. I missed the class last time. Beginningless. So he said from ignorance. Chinmay, yeah, he said from ignorance, how can there be creation? Basically, creation means what? To form something. So we are saying ignorance itself is beginningless. So supposing you say t is equal to 0. Okay, I'll come to your mathematical terms. Now, if I'm saying at that particular time t is equal to 0, then before t, what would have been there? You would have either had knowledge or you would have had nothing. Either two. The knowledge would have changed to ignorance, or there is nothing and then knowledge was found, right? But this is false, because from knowledge, ignorance cannot come. If there is knowledge, there is no ignorance. Secondly, from nothing also you can't have ignorance. Shashank, too deep?
No, ma'am. I think you were saying right about one thing, but there is a little adjustment. I think, which
Don't say
Anadi.
she is Rajni, Gopal Bhai's daughter, Kishore.
Hari Om. I mean, it is a long time. I think I might have.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. So wonderful. I think Anadi is Avidya is Anadi, but not Ananta. It has the Anta. That's what makes it different from.
Yes, when you
That's
have
what
knowledge,
makes-
anta ho jata hai.
Exactly.
अंत हो जाता है.
You can keep asking questions. It makes us also, think, and we try best what we can from what we understood.
True. Yes, Karana Sariram itself, to understand this subtlest, being subtlest, there are very lot of doubts in the beginning. Once we proceed, it will be very clear. Okay. Where Karana Sariram itself is like that. When you say ignorance, it is avidya, it is maya, avyakta, avyakrita, prakriti. It has many, many synonyms. Maya is also called maya because of the projecting power, vikshepa and avaranam. It projects and then avarana takes over. It covers so that we don't know what is real and unreal. That avaranam, it projects. It projects and then there is avaranam. So yeah, it has. But yes, what is negatable on spiritual awakening is this ignorance. So, okay. So we have also seen it is neither existent nor non-existent. We can't say. That's why it is anirvachyam also. We said non-categorizable. We can't really define. But then it can be negated on when we really wake up from. Of course, we think I am awake now, but I have to really. That's why Upanishad says Uttishta Jagrita also. It says Kathopanishad, right? Jagrita. Okay. We do Suprabhatam for gods, right? But for God, it is not required. For us, we need Suprabhatam. Jagrita. We have to come to Jagrita, right? Uttishta. Okay. Shall we? Okay. Anything else here? Any more points? Actions give results, while which enjoy or suffer, and that leave behind vasanas. That's we all know. Self-improvement basics, right? So another name for Karana Sariram is also vasanas, right? Vasanas, and that prompt us future actions and desires, actions, results. That's why it is a cause of the stula and sukshma shariram, because the vasanas prompt actions, right?
There, I think one point is that how it is the Karana for Sukshma and Stula Sharira is to exhaust the vasanas or to express the vasanas. They required a bhoga sadhana and a bhoga ayatana to interact with the world and to express those desires. So the Sukshma Sharira is the bhoga sadhana and the Stula Sharira is the bhoga ayatana, which you might have covered already.
Yes, good. Thanks for reminding. That's true. Yes. Hope we all remember that. Ayatanam, sadhanam. Correct. Right. Now, then, shall we move on? Because otherwise we'll get stuck.
So the main three things is for this causes the desire, action, results. Ignorance of my true self causes desires. Desires prompts action. And action immediately gives you phala, which is the cause for stula sukshma. That is my take from this paragraph.
Good. Yeah. That understanding is correct. So let's move on. Once we move on, we'll get the clarity, because, right? Then Satsvarupa Ajnanam. Anybody?
Okay, I'll read.
Read.
I know I exist. I do not, however, know my own true nature is existence, consciousness, bliss. I think I am the body, the doer of actions, and enjoyer of results. It is strange that I know so much about the world, but do not know the knower, and all the more ironic that that is me alone. Should I stop?
I think we have only another small para. Continue with that.
Nirvikalpaka Rupam. Ignorance is homogeneous. It has no difference. It has no dualities of the knower and the known. Ignorance cannot be known. Knowledge dispels it. My ignorance cannot be different from yours. The object of ignorance may differ, but ignorance remains the same. There are degrees in knowledge, but not in ignorance. Being beyond thought, vikalpa, it is nirvikalpa, without thoughts. Ignorance can be destroyed by knowledge. Therefore, the causal body is not eternal. The self, being beyond birth and death, is eternal. Hence, I am different from the causal body. Thus, knowing my true nature, I experience myself as different from all the three bodies, gross, subtle, and causal. So, we basically started the discussion with this last line, that the true self is different from all the three bodies, gross, subtle, and causal. And so these two very, very clearly in every small sentences Swamiji has said about this Nirvikalpa Rupa. Anybody else wants to discuss on it, can speak.
So the first point, paragraph that you read is about the nature. What is the nature of this Karana Sariram? Right? It is Sat Swarupa Ajnanam that we have already discussed. Ignorance of my own true nature. Because as you know, in deep sleep, for example, which is a sample of this Karana Sariram, there is no duality. There is no knower known division there. Everything is resolved, right? All my indriyas, everything is resolved, even the mind. So it is pure, as you say, maybe you can say darkness. But actually, no, isn't it? It's not really darkness. Is it darkness in sleep? Usually ignorance is compared to andhakaram, right? Darkness. That's what we discussed. There are no instruments, there is no interaction, there is no infrastructure for knowledge is absent there. So Satswarupa Ajnana, ignorance, kind of a ignorance. Right?
Can someone enlighten me on what exactly you mean by ignorance?
Come. Okay.
The reason I ask is you read up a couple of books and we make high sounding definitions like Karana, Sharira, this and that. Is that knowledge?
Even though it is high sounding, that is a fact. That is what Shastra asks us to inquire into. It might sound high sounding.
You know, I have a manufacturing defect to be sarcastic, so please ignore it. So whatever the reason, so you have to understand ignorance only as a comparative to what is not ignorance, right? So if you say ignorance is no, you have no knowledge of true self or whatever, fair enough. You know, because we are faithful people, we just accept what's in the book. But in terms of what is ignorance as a comparative to what is not ignorance, how would you define that? I don't know if I'm making myself clear.
But anybody wants to provide clarity? Anybody wants to dispel that?
We tend to repeat a lot of stuff that is in the book or what we read in Self-Unfoldment, and I've also been reading for many years. But I can say with a lot of confidence that I don't understand most of it. And then as I read and listen to Gurudev more and more, I tend to have a little more clarity over time, a little more maybe. But I don't have any crystal clear clarity on this, trust me.
It is beautiful that you came to the root problem and asking that one. But the very contradiction is in asking this question itself. I think I am different So I am asking this question. But Shastra want to prove that you are no different from that Sachidananda, which is beyond these three bodies. To understand that one, like Chandrasekhar said, that might be appearing like the jargon of Shastra, but it is the Adhyaropa Apavada, which we need to surrender the mind, because the mind or the I is the one that thinks that I am separate. As long as that I is there, I never can understand. The clarity won't be there. I need to really surrender that one through the Guru, through the Shastra. Then this I will be shifting through the attention to that enlivening consciousness of the I. So Shastra is just words as we see it objectively. But when we take it with a subjective surrenderance to them, because anything objectively also, if we want to understand clearly, we need to surrender to the Shastra, even objective sciences. So when it comes to the subjective science, this is much more important. But it is not appealing that when we want to surrender and I want to understand. Okay, whatever you tell is out of that book, I don't care, but I want to know it. That I is the very wall between that. When Chandrasekhar was talking about the Karana Sarira is common to all. I think we all remember the famous Annamaya Kirtana that Nindara Nidrinchu, Nindara Razu Nidrinchu, yeah, Brahmamokate. And Ramana used to sing it from the back seat or driving seat of the scooter very loudly. And we need to revel in that wonderfully in those days.
He was already reveling in that.
So that's what I mean. I think that that oneness, which we have experienced together in every night that we go to deep sleep. There is no difference between you and me in the deep sleep. That's what has been told. We every day experience it. And absolutely there is no difference between a dog and me while sleeping, between anything and me. I don't know my religion, I don't know my gender, I don't know my any of these so-called caste and creed and all the stuff. And the Shastra has been indicating, even in the waking state, that oneness is there, which Chandrasekhar has been repeatedly telling Jagrat, Jagrat. Okay, wake up, wake up. Probably he woke up. That's the reason he has been indicating that one repeatedly. And thank you. I think it is only a prayatna, Manoj. We can go on this journey together.
Okay, but Manoj was talking about avidya. Yes, but even though it is almost close to that Ishvara sthiti in deep sleep, even though it is ajnanam, even though it is ignorance, it is almost compared to, because we are almost in touch with Ishvara only in deep sleep. So that's why that Brahmamukha, it is in fact, you are not that, because after coming out of the deep sleep, there is a pratyabhigna, means recognize that you had that experience. So anything that you experience is not you. Right? You know that fundamentals 101 of Vedanta. Anything that you experience is not you. So that Shariram is also not you. You are above that Brahmamukati, that Brahman, you are that Brahman. That's what Vedanta says. That inquiry starts. That's why Avastha Traya Vichara starts next. Sharira Traya Vichara we did. Avastha Trayam, the states also we Vichara, we do inquiry into. Adhyaropa Apavada, as Kishore mentioned, is another prakriya. Yes, we use the tools of inquiry. So sleep or nidra is a dainandina pralayam. Pralayam. That's why in pralayam also this Karana Sariram is never destroyed. In pralayam, it is there in the seed form. So for now, you understand ignorance or Karana Sariram as just the seed, that's it. Just you can move on. That in Pralayam, the great dissolution of this so-called universe, as Shastra talks, it is there in the seed form. And it is undifferentiated. In that seed, we don't know which is branch, which is the leaf. All our Karanams, all our bodies are there in that seed. And once the new evolution starts after the Big Bang, everybody gets what they have to get. What karma? It's our DNA. That's what DNA, right? It is a DNA. Karana Sariram, you can say. If you want. In a way, you can compare to that. Everything is there in the seed form in that. So avidya also is another name, because vidya means, vid means to exist. Avidya means that which doesn't exist at all also. That is a mithya. Anything mithya doesn't exist really. Avidya also has that meaning, right? So mirage water, I see that is a karya avidya. That is the effect. Karya means product. I am seeing a mirage water because it is product of avidya only. It is really not there. So ignorance of the dry land, karana vidya, that is the karanam to see the karyam. The karanam is ignorance of the dry land. And so I am seeing what really water is not there. That is the karyam. So it's all karya, it creates all these effects. Ignorance creates all these misconceptions. That's why it is called ignorance. And so the so-called samsari, all that suffering, all that, I think I am suffering, I think I am a samsari because of this so-called ignorance or avidya. That is another way to put it. I don't know if that helps. We can, as we move on, we'll get clarity. Yes. So, but these three bodies themselves are not shackles. Even though they are, we say samsara, all these are shackles, this, but no, they are not really shackles. They are just costumes. I have to use the costume. On the stage, I use it. I play very well. I go to the green room, change it, and then come back to the stage again with new costume. Right? They're costumes. Use it perfectly well. Enjoy it. Enjoy the drama. Right? Enjoy the samsara also. There's nothing to feel so sad or dukkhi. You know, let's enjoy because I am expressing my glory as Brahman. Because Brahman by itself can't express the glory. Only with these three sharirams when I get, I am expressing my glory. I am Aham Brahmasmi. I am Brahman. Right? That's why this creation, in a way. Okay. Fine. Let's move on. Any comments, questions? Those are quiet. Anuradha. Who are quiet? Sridevi. Raja. Aparna. Manoj, carry on. Continue.
No, I was saying hi to Raja. It's been such a long time since I saw him.
Okay.
Hi Manoj, hi.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Anything else, Raja? So now your ignorance of Manoj being here is gone now?
Yeah. But I'm not seeing his face.
Oh, really?
You can't? You must be on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Now, yes.
Yeah,
I have
see?
to talk for you to see, I guess.
You need the torch of Shastram to see his real face. Right? The Shastram gives us the torch. The Vedanta is torch to see the real rope. Manoj, please reveal yourself, the rope. He's not seeing the rope properly.
I think you should stop. You should use a computer, man. You'll see it.
Yeah.
So ignorance can be destroyed by knowledge, right? Therefore, causal body is not eternal. It is not eternal. Even though it is anadi, it is not eternal. It has a lifespan. When it will end? Sukshma Sharira ends in during Pralayam. Sthula Sharira maybe after a few years, right? After a few years, after maybe 80, 90, 100 years, and it will go to Pancha Bhaudika. Panchabodhika will merge into Panchabhutas. Sukshma Sariram will merge into Sukshma Bhutas, right? Karana Sariram has the longest life, they say, right? But it is not eternal. Causal body is not eternal. On realization, on awakening, it's gone. Because ignorance is gone on awakening. Yeah, in the he's itching to say.
No, it's not. It is the same thing. I always have dumb questions. So let me put forward my dumb question. So in this example, we have a snake or rope, and then we got the knowledge that it is not. There is no snake there. It is just a rope. Okay. After the knowledge that we got that it is just a rope exists, right? So you still see the rope there. So in that example, if now you try to apply that and take that analogy, once you remove that snake or ignorance, it's only the self that is there, right? But
I think I'm understanding you. Yes, continue. But okay, are you saying you see the rope, but okay.
Okay, so is the world going to be there or not? Once you have the self, are you still going to have your Sthula Sarira, Sukshma Sarira and all that? Or are you going to just drop them off and then...
Now you realized. Are you not seeing us all the Sthula Sharirams? You are a Gnani now. A Gnani, you are a Gnani. Guy. Are you not all seeing all other Sthula Sharirams? Are you not seeing my Sukshma Shariram? Are you not enjoying others Sthula and Sukshma Sharirams? A Gnani enjoys.
Right? No, but I am seeing all the ropes now, but or rather I'm seeing all the snakes. Like which one I'm seeing? I don't know.
Oh my God. Come on, don't make us snakes, please.
So that's why I'm confused. You
got a beautiful question.
Respect.
You got a beautiful question that there is only one rope, isn't it? And of course, as you see that one that we can impose on that one many snakes and all that stuff and or anything else. The question here is, after knowing the rope, is the snake still exists?
Yes, if snake does not exist, only the rope exists.
Right. So once we see that rope, I mean to say, Gurudev used to say that one, it is not like that. I mean to say, I see only the head portion of the snake has gone and the tail is still moving. It won't be like that. So there is no question of the world existing as before. So I think it is not that the world exists as we are experiencing it now. So the individuality that from where we are operating right now, the operating center of the self has been shifted to that rope itself. So this body becomes nimitta matra in the hands of Ishvara. The world exists for Ishvara because it's his own creation. But the world that has been created by the individuality disappears. It will never exist. If that makes sense.
Okay, so in other words, it is the rope which realizes that it is not a snake, it is a rope.
There are no snake at all. Snake is just as Chandrasekhar has been telling that one clearly that it is an imposed, it is like that water in the mirage. It was never
See, that is where the difference is coming. So that's where it is causing confusion. So in that example, right, there is I, there is a snake, there is rope. And now I'm saying there is no snake, there is just a rope. So I am the one who is seeing it and experiencing it. So there is something which is different than me, which I am trying to understand. Whereas in this self-knowledge, it is I who has to unveil that, the ignorance so that I can realize the self. So that's why I said that, is it the rope which is going to realize that, no, I'm not a snake, I'm just a rope?
The rope is
I'm the
never
consciousness?
changing. Yeah, the rope is never changing. The rope is never touched by the snake at all. The rope was rope always. It is only the snake, because it is a drishtanta, objective drishtanta, example, that which is outside in the world, that I am also there. What we are seeing is a rope and snake, and I am the one that who is imposing the snake on the rope because of my memory. The same thing we need to shift it to our own self. That I think that I am this body, I am this mind, I am this Karana Sarira, that the individuality I am. That attention from this center is shifted to that enlivening consciousness, and thereby only that consciousness that exists always. What I think I am, that ignorance has been completely nullified. Then what happens to these bodies? They are already there. That's what is the question, because we are seeing that individually seeing these differences and bodies. So what Chandrasekhar is also saying is that these bodies will be there till the prarabdha is there. This body has been come out of this prarabdha, so it will be there till the prarabdha exhausts. I think, I don't know whether the karmas have been covered so far or not, but if it comes in Tatwa Bodha also.
Yeah, it will come.
So the question here is that, yes, the bodies will be there, but the attachment or identification with the bodies is no more there.
Right. The experience of Dvaitam will continue. That's what Kishore is, everybody is trying to say. The Dvaita Anubhava will continue. I'm not negating that. That's what is Adhyaropa, right? The acknowledgement of the experiential availability of the world will still be, I acknowledge it. That is Adhyaropa. But from Apavada, I am negating it. I am making it as mithya. Even though it is there, it doesn't affect me. Right?
Yeah.
So it is
like that we are seeing the sunrise, but we know that one very clearly, the sun is never rising or setting. But we enjoy the sunrise and the sunset.
Right. Experiential availability, but not factual non-existence. Experiential availability is there. Pain is there. Gnani also has pain. Don't think Gnani doesn't have pain in the body. He still sees the pain. He has the pain. Don't think, we should not say, oh, that Gnani, you see, without cancer also he has just kept his hand like that. All those are exceptions. Gnani also suffers. But then he has made it a mithya. Right? So we're all grihastha Gnanis. Right? In a way, we have to convert everything into mithya. Right? So ETU, that's what they said. Experience is there. I'm doing transactions. Everything is there. Utility is there, but doesn't make it real. Just because I'm experiencing, it doesn't make it real. Right? So
okay, so that is about the present thing. So can I ask an extension to that? So now that we know the knowledge, and then it also mentions that it would destroy the causal body. Is that correct? So once you realize the self, then you don't have the causal body because your ignorance is not there. If you do not have the causal body, then since it is causing your sukshma and stula, they will also not be there. Is that also correct?
Wonderful question again. I think this is all from that causal body. Okay, the question is that these questions will go when we really understand that Sachidananda is the one enlivening all these three bodies. So the question here is, what happens to the causal body after this realization? Yes, that goes off completely. That is true. Then what happened to the Sukshma Sarira, Bhoga Sadhana, and the very Stula Sharira, which is Bhogayatana? So our friend Chandrasekhar has been telling that one, yes, the Gnani will still enjoy the food. The sweet will be sweet for him and the hot will be hot for him. Yes, that is true. That means he got the sensibilities of the world, that bhoga yatana and bhoga sadhana will still there, but the very seeker of that bhoga is not there. The vasanas, exactly, you put your nail on the right thing. The one that is who is feeling that I am individual, this bhoga sadhana is for my bhoga, this bhoga ayatana is to enjoy myself, that attachment is gone. So he will be loka hitartham. As Gurudev says, or in the second chapter, we see that one how Esthita Prajna will be living. That is the way that the very Gnani is living in the world. It is out of context for this text, but I think the question is pertinent because Tatwa Bodha gives a lot of definitions which can go deeper into the whole Vedanta. All Vedantic definitions at the definition level have been.
Right. Even though it says book of definitions, we can go to any level, any depth here. But let's move on because it's a book of definitions. Let's keep it for now. We'll get clarity. Okay. Once we get to maybe what is it called?
Oh, can I ask?
Huh.
When Indi was speaking, even I got a doubt. On the line, it has no dualities of the knower and the known. Now, how can there be no duality of knower? How will I know? Only through my mind intellect equipment?
Sorry. Could you repeat that?
The knower will know only with the mind intellect equipment.
True. So we are talking about
only then
this.
I will know.
Yeah. In Karana, it is a state. So Karana Sariram has many definitions, right? Vasanas is one, definitely, but it is a state where everything is in a avyakta state, unmanifest. In unmanifest state, everything is folded. Everything is resolved.
Can you explain this line? It has no dualities of the knower and the known. What is the meaning of that?
Yeah. Who is the knower? You. Known the objects. So, for example, in the deep sleep state, is there a duality of the knower and the known? Is there a pramatha there? Is there a pramanam? Is there a prameya vastu there in deep sleep? No. Everything is folded into one. So as though undifferentiated, but it's in a seed form. Once I come out of it, once everything comes out before Big Bang state, everything is one seed. Nobody knows whose Karana Sariram is whose Sukshma is whose. Yes, Ramana has his own Sukshma Shariram, Raja his own Sukshma Shariram. So before, in that state of singularity, nobody knows which karmas are whose, as though. But really, Ishvara has this very perfectly planned. He will give who has to get which Sukshma he knows, right? Ramana gets his own Sukshma after the new Srishti starts. So in that state, as they're saying, there is no knower known duality. That's what it says. In deep sleep, like in deep sleep, after I wake up, sometimes child, he doesn't know which direction he slept. Right? He wakes up in a different direction altogether. Knower known duality is dismissed. They're as though not there. But this is a seed form. No pramatha, the knower. No pramanam, the instrument to know. Because it's all no mind, no sense organs, right? Pramanam, the sense organs. Nothing wasn't it? Prameyam, the prameya vastu. But in dream, yes, it is there. In a way, for the dream, we'll see. For the dreamer, we'll see in the next how it is. Shall we move on?
But actually, how I understood is the knower and the known, right? So there is nothing to be known because it's ignorance. It's not about knowledge. So that is why there is no difference between knower and known. If it would have been knowledge, then there is something called, because I am knowing something, so I'll be the knower, and I got the knowledge, so the known. But in ignorance, there is nothing to know. So that is why maybe there's no difference. So that is how I I understood the other way.
No other way. That is the only way. Correct. Okay. Got
Yeah,
it.
Chandrasekhar. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
thanks, Devi, because that is exactly written. I missed the next sentences. Okay, thanks, Devi.
Raja wants something.
yeah, you're telling that in the deep sleep, yes, we are able to the pure consciousness. We are left out with pure consciousness. So that we have to experience in by awaken during awakening, during the state of awake.
Yeah.
So that is only glimpse, and that glimpse we have to be hold to that, and we should cultivate that culture. How to have it in the awakened state, and I think that if you hold to that thing, all other things are coming from that, like all subjects, all maybe objects, living, non-living things. So my holding to that will automatically be eligible to know the other things will be tackled by automatically, because the highest, the self or unconsciousness, that principle is we are aiming for that. So all other things will be automatically taken care.
In a way, it is compared to that Ananda, that bliss, Ananda part aspect of the Sachidananda that we have, that we experience, the pure bliss, is usually compared to that highest bliss. Usually, Upanishads also say yes, that is same. But then, yes, we have to own up well in Jagrata Avastha, that Ananda. Rather than searching for that Ananda in different experiences. Of course, they're not denying, Vedanta doesn't deny Bhogananda in a way. Koshananda, they call it, right? Koshas, different koshas. We have Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya. They're there, fine. But then that Ananda is different, is what we have to aim for. But Ramana will say, come on, that is too much. I don't want, I am happy with the Kosha Ananda, my Annamaya Ananda, my Gulab Jamun Ananda. Ramana will say, might be. That is true. Vedanta is not denying that. Ramana, Ramana was complaining to somebody, it seems. The study group is too deep. Come on, why we need all such things? He was telling it to somebody. So Aparna was telling me. Aparna is mere Srimati. Ramana. So she's worried now. Okay. So let's move on. I think we have a few more minutes. 10:23. Usually we are 10:30. We have another session, Vedic chanting. So for others who don't know, so we usually end at 10:25. But then we can have 10 more minutes for today. Let me send a message. Continue. Somebody continue with the next. Who wants to do? Kishore. Raja, you have the book?
No, sorry, I don't have.
Anu, do it.
Even I don't have, Shekhar. I don't have a book.
Actually, I will do it because it's only 5 minutes. I'll just read through, right?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Swamiji. Sorry, I didn't hear Anu speaking something. As I was listening to Swamiji, he said he assumed it was his time zone. CST. He's in Dallas, right? So maybe it's my mistake then not to put the time zone, not to mention the time zone. It's not. It's on us. Maybe next week we'll invite Swamiji then.
I think you proved you are behind time. Okay.
Oh, thanks for the compliment.
Compliment goes either ways, if you understand.
Sure. We are all, in a way, Kalatita. Desha Kala Vastu Atita. Right? Who is reading the next one?
I'll read Baya because
Yes.
mother said she didn't have a book.
Sure, go ahead.
But lines in between, you have to help me.
Huh.
Stula Shariram Kim. Panchi Kruta Pancham.
Hold on. Sridevi. What are you reading? We are doing 3. Now we are moving on to
Avastha trayam.
Huh.
Avastha trayam.
Avastha trayam.
I don't know, it just went through. Yeah. Avastha trayam Kim. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushuptya Vastaha. So what are the 3 states? They are the waking, dream, and deep sleep states. The range of human experience is wide and varied. I experience the physical world as sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. The emotional world as desire, anger, love, and compassion, and the intellectual world as ideals, concepts, imagination, and so on. I also experience the absence of all of them. These experiences are divided into the 3 states of consciousness, which we all go through each day of our lives. They are the waking, dream, and deep sleep states. Want me to continue, Shekhar Bhaiya?
Is there anything to discuss? Yeah, we can. It's a small paragraph. Let's finish that part. So, Avastha trayam Kim. Avastha trayam Kim? Question to Ramana. Ramana, Avastha trayam Kim. Answer in Sanskrit only. Ramana. Which Avastha are you in, Ramana?
I am Khatar Bode.
Huh? No, Avastha.
Avastha, okay.
Which Avastha are you in? Avastha ante Telugu Avastha kaadu, please. నాకు అన్ని చాలా అవస్థలు ఉన్నాయి అనకు, please.
The waking. Answer, Jagrat Avastha. Jagrat Swapna. Jagrat Avastha.
Avasthatrayam Kim? How many?
Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupta.
Correct. So which Avastha are we in now?
We're all Jagrata, supposed to be.
That is important. Okay. So in Avasthatrayam also that is also not left out, right? That is also what? What is it we have seen? So we have seen how many anatmas now? We have completed how many anatmas? Everybody is in Sushupti or I don't think Swapna.
You are asking about Anatma.
Only 3 bodies they can. Yeah, 3 bodies.
Now these Avasthas also are another 3 Anatma. Why? Why is it Anatma?
It is because of that.
Because of that.
Because they are not. I mean, these are also like pertinent to the experience as part of it, right? So that's why it is anatma.
And earlier we have seen what is anatma. The first definition in Tatwa Bodha, first before we started the inquiry.
Avastha Traya Sakshi. The Atma is the observer of these three avasthas. So that means it is other than these three.
Right. Anything other than me is mithya. Anything that I experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also experience the absence of all of them. These experiences are divided into 3 states of consciousness, which we all go through each day of our lives. Waking, dream, deep sleep. It might sound very simple, but then if you really go into that inquiry, it's deep. What is really waking? What is dream? Especially dream and deep sleep. So very fascinating, right?
Is there any difference between asat and mithya?
Good question.
Asat is defined as something temporary. But mithya is something which doesn't exist at all. Is that the difference? Or
Yeah.
what?
In the anybody, we have seen this. Sridevi, Aparna, Lakshmi.
The way that I understood is both are same.
You understood asat and mithya are same?
Yeah, the end result is the same.
End result, okay. But
Actually,
Rajni's
asat
question was,
means
are they
that
same?
that which is not truth is asat. But mithya is conceiving something in a wrong way or a misconception. Seeing something as something else is mithya. This is what I understood. Initial part.
Yeah, I mean, I think that definition also, when we were reading, we had read about the same thing. That's why I said like the end result will be the same thing.
You can refer to the examples, many examples. Snake rope, always, that is always a good example.
Why I asked this question is connected to Indiva's question, because my thought process went there. Because you are saying, does the rope actually exist? I am seeing it.
Okay, in the dream, let's say.
So it becomes mithya.
Dream also, your tiger is chasing you. Let's say not tiger, dog, let's say. Tiger is too much. Right? For the dreamer, when you are in the dream, was it sat or asat? Asat means non-existent. Sat means existent. For the dreamer, the dog chasing, for the dreamer, isn't real, isn't it? But really it was not there, definitely. But then for the dreamer, it was there. It is neither existent nor existent. It is neither category, actually. That is all is mithya. As though, that's what Eva is important. That pratya. Eva, as though existent. During that moment in time. But when the waker wakes up, the dog, that me running is all made of my own thoughts. Not from outside. I have created it. But then for the dreamer, it was as though real. Mithya is as though existent. We cannot dismiss it. It is not there because I'm experiencing it. Right? I'm experiencing. I'm shivering. I'm seeing the snake. I'm shaking. A Gnani has to come. Kishore has to come. Hey, come on. There is no Gnani like Kishore has to come and say, hey, come on. There is no snake. Right? A Guru has to come and say. Then maybe he has to put a torch. Until that time, it is as though there. So I cannot say it is not there. I cannot really say it is there. Not there, is there, or both we can say that is called as mithya. That is the category, mithya. That is called seemingly existent. Seemingly existent.
So in this example, right, the dream, I mean, dog chasing me in the dream is mithya, and seeing the snake on the rope is asat.
No, they're also the same thing you can apply.
Same concept.
Sorry? Same question?
No, same concept in the rope and snake also.
No, same concept. Yes.
That's why, like, both are ignorance only, right? So again, so that's what the end result is the same, but the way that you look at it is like one is asat, another one is mithya.
Anyway, some more things to think about in the work for you.
Yeah, there are a lot of things, in fact.
Aparna, are you making notes for the talk? For the chick relay?
You have to start, Bhaiya.
Okay. All this you have to cover. Okay.
It's becoming more and more complex as we're going further. I don't know. I'll try
Your
my
job
best.
is to make it very easy.
Sukha
But my understanding should be.
Are you
But
covering
my
Karana
understanding has to be perfect. Karana Sariram, yes, yes, sir. I'm all the three shariras, three bodies, and then Bias covered three states also. But I'm not sure whether we'll be able to complete by then. The pace we are
There
going.
is one Swamiji Mysore, Chinmaya Mission Mysore. He has uploaded on Tatwa Bodha. Listen to that.
Yeah, many even.
So it's in Chinmaya channel. It's uploaded in Chinmaya channel.
Yeah, he's from Mysore.
Chinmaya Mission.
I will send you the link. Anybody
Please.
else also wants, I'll send you. He's
Even
speaking.
Sarveshwaranaji sent his talks. So most Swamis did, of course, every Swami did Tatwa. That is the first thing they do, right? So, yeah.
I will send you the specific, you're doing these three states.
Three bodies and three states.
You can see in his playlist,
then.
others also see.
Sure, sure, Akka. Thank you.
Okay. That is for today then. Any more comments? Final question? Comments? We are running late for the next session. And for those who are not getting what we are talking about, there is a chick relay yagna that you have started. One, Kishore and Anu, maybe you know it. Anu knows. Raja, you don't know maybe.
Yeah, I'm there.
So relay first time we did last month. Andivar covered some topics. Siddha, Sadhya, all those vastus. So the next one would be on 24th Sunday, 9 a.m. EST. To play for 35 minutes, 30-minute talk maybe, followed by some questions by participants. You can grill Aparna about clarity. Any questions here?
I myself am not. So that's why I said be gentle on question answer session. I mean question.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody?
Just want to say that I'm very happy to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Same here. We'll have a Shanti part, okay? And we'll end it. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Hari Om, Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om, Hari Om,
I
all
think
of
we'll
you.
have Swamiji next week, definitely, because of miscommunication.
Okay.
Okay.